What is your money personality? A. Spender. B. Investor. C. Saver. D. Debtor.
I'm an investor and also a spender.
Wow.
For more like, okay?
It's here to Florence.
Issues about money. No, really. I'm a spender. And also, I'm a investor.
I am an investor and sometimes a debtor. Now, question 2. What would you prefer? Because we are all married. What would you prefer? A joint account, separate account, or both?
I would prefer both.
And I would also prefer both. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk with Sandra A. So if you're looking for content in line with womanhood, wifehood, manhood, motherhood, adulthood, any hood, consider subscribing to this channel, and trust me, you're at the right channel. Now it's really been quite some time and I feel so good to be back. I am your host, Sandra Rajkara, and I'm humbled and yet honored to have Mrs. Florence Ofonya. Florence, you're welcome to the show. The all-time co-host.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, the person I want to introduce, I feel quite small to introduce her. But she's so filled with wisdom, so filled with jokes, with so much fun. And I'm pretty sure you're going to love her. And they are lovers of talkers. Help us comment and welcome our newest co-hosts. But Priska, please take the honor to introduce yourself to our entire followers. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Rajkara. I'm so grateful to be on that show. I'm called Priska Olanya. I'm a married woman, married to Pastor Simon Peter Olanya. Professionally, I'm an accountant. I work with Lake Enterprise and Kariska here in Kulu. I love God. I have children, 4 in number, 2 girls and 2 boys, and I'm so grateful to be on the show.
Wow. Sunflowers. Welcome to the show. Now I want to read a scripture from Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verses 19. And I request Priska to take us through reading the scripture.
Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 19 says, a party gives laughter, wine gives happiness, and money gives everything.
So ladies and gentlemen, today on the show we'll talk money. We want to look at money. The Bible is very clear of what a party does to us, but money answers everything. So the first question I want to talk about is, can you hint on any attitudes or behaviors you witnessed by your parents growing up regarding money?
Wow. First of all, I grew up from a family where money was not really an issue. Yeah, and I've seen my parents spend money on us, the children, and not only the children, but even the relatives, friends around. So one of the things I've seen them doing is spending money on us, and secondly, I've also seen them investing money. Yeah, they have done really a lot of investments around. Yeah.
Florence. Now, about one thing I witnessed, my mom is a businesswoman. So each each time she comes from a business place, there's that money she puts in how they go pick it back. You know, she always puts it there. So my mom was like more of a saver, you know, like she saved a lot and also spent to take care of us. We didn't even come, like, I don't come from a family that has a lot of money, you know, but I saw my mom saved a lot. Yeah.
Okay. For me, one behavior attitude that was so evident that I saw from my parents, one, my dad is very strict. He wouldn't give money. I'm amazed when you say your parent was spenders. Yeah. My dad would pull out money when it was really necessary. And so we knew it was strictly basic needs, education, health, clothes. Even clothes weren't a thing, you know. And then for my mom, I remember my mom beating me because I lost a 50 shilling coin. The woman beat me. So I grew up knowing money needed to be kept, money needed to be worked for, and yeah, I think that's the attitude I witnessed from my parents. Like, money was something you don't joke around with. Money had to be invested, money had to be kept, and money had to be used only when it is necessary. Yeah. Okay. And please join the conversation and tag along with us. What have been your experiences with money as an adult, and how have these experiences affected your feelings towards money? How have you experienced money now that you're an adult? Let's forget about your parents. How have we experienced now money as big people? Now we are women.
To begin with, money, I've experienced it in both positively and negatively. Yeah, I started working when I was still young. When I stayed in my senior 6 vacation, I would do projects around with different companies. So I started earning money when I was still young. And because I started earning money when I was still young, I grew up with this thing of seeing money. Remember, I started by saying that my family was a family that would spend, and we had money. Okay, not that all much, but at least there's that money. And so on top of that, I also come in and I'm already getting exposed to money. So I started earning. And because I started earning, people around me would see me with money. There are those who took advantage of that. There are those who benefited out of that. But I thank God that I started seeing money when I was still young. The experience of having money when I was still young, at least it made me get exposed positively. You know, this world, when you have people around you. When you don't have, you don't attract. So me having money when I was still young, at least I was able to attract many people around me. Those who are of benefit and even those who are not of benefit, because there are those who will come to you simply because they are looking for something that you've got. So positively, it exposed me to people who have helped me build up what I am. And then negatively, I've had people who steal my money in different ways. Someone comes up with a project, lies to you, this project is going to work, you invest money in it and you end up losing the money.
My experience with money, I think there's a series of experiences, but there's one that strikes me up to now. I think that was in 2022. Now I talk about this and I laugh when I remember. So you know these online investing of money are here. Hey, put this amount of money, it will increase. So for me, my husband at the time was my boyfriend. So he hands over 7 million for me to keep in the name of when things get hard, we would use that money to present to my family for our traditional marriage. So he said me that is a good woman. I said, let me invest this money so that by the time the marriage comes, it has what? Increased. And surely God was faithful. The money increased from 7 million to about 11. Now on that faithful day, I withdrew the money, then some demon told me, put it back. So I put the entire 11 million and the money You know that season when everyone was crying, I've lost money on this. You guys, 2 months down the road, no money. 1 month, 2 weeks, the introduction day is fast approaching. There is no money to present to my fiancé at that time. So I had to look around, went to so many financial institutions, borrowed money, borrowed loans. Now the goal was, if I didn't raise the money, that meant the marriage didn't happen. So I looked for the money and put it in. So that experience taught me a very big lesson that, with money, when you've been given money for something, it had better be for whatever it has been given. And then the next thing about money that I learned was when we lost our first child. I learned that, man, if you don't have money, the world can be tough. The world can be tough. And just as the Bible just told us in Ecclesiastes, that money answers all things, I swear. Money answers all things. So my experience with money has been, for me, so much of learning, because investors risk. You get any money, you don't want to think about, we are really big risk takers. So I've been so much on that taking of risks. But right now, I'm quite careful on how I manage money. Let's hear from Florence.
Wow, that was deep.
Yeah, that experience.
Actually, I remember that.
Oh my God.
I was there.
Yeah.
For me, Corona, guys. Corona did me bad. You're there at home, you're not working.
Just from campus.
You're from campus, and they used to give you that small money. It used to come in, constant, and all over, like out of the blue, think like there's no money coming in. So it made me think like, okay, am I going to be depending on people for nothing? Now that they have stopped, giving me money, how can I save? How can I, even though I'm in this tight spot of maybe Corona, there is no work, how can I, how can I do better after experiencing this? I started joining small groups, the cash rounds, how they call it in our local language, we say job, only job, I started joining that. But the truth is, me, I'm used to having money, even though 5K I must have. If I don't have, I feel totally zero. You feel like sick. Exactly. At least I must have, and I make sure to get it the right way, or get it the right way. And I've learned you should have money, honestly. Like how Mr. Rajkara said, if you don't have money, things can dawn on you seriously. So the experience here is to have money at least somewhere.
I think we both hinted on how have we strategized on how to do better and be better money-wise. And for me, because I'm so much of a risk taker, I don't want to think about the procedures in between. If my target is across the river or across the lake, I don't want to know how I'm crossing the lake. I must reach wherever I'm going. But money has taught me that sometimes I need to go slow. If you're always at the quick side of life, money can just mean to actually, just as the Bible says, money is the root cause of all evil. Yes. So for me, I've strategized to take it slow and one step at a time, one thing at a time. Not how I'm thinking, building a house, buying a car, doing this. Right now, I'm a planner innately, but now I'm intentional about the things I've planned. Okay, it has not worked out. Let me adjust, let me re-strategize, let me do this. So.
Yeah, I'm also one of these people initially who don't plan for their money. Once it's got, you just spend it. You don't mind what tomorrow has to say.
And you are brought up by
exactly, because I'm always there. I know mommy and daddy will sort out things.
Yes.
But now this time around, being an adult, there is nothing like mommy and daddy. I'm also a mom, so there are kids who are having that,
on you.
exactly that mentality. Mommy and daddy will sort it. So I was forced to be one who can plan for the money that she gets, because if I just keep spending it, what will tomorrow say? Especially now that we have kids around, we are family people.
Yeah.
So I'm always planning on the money that I get to make sure that it does what exactly it has to do. What has to be saved has to be saved. What has to be invested has to be invested. What has to be spent should be spent accordingly.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florence.
Okay. Me and my husband, we plan. Every little, like my husband is the biggest planner. Every little thing, when we get the money, we bring on board. This month we are doing this. We have started the other project. We are going to continue with it. This will go there, And you have to fix yourself. If you know you want something personal, you want to have money and do. And if it's not enough, you have to adjust. So above all, I have learned to adjust. With me, who loves to spend, I have learned to adjust. And I'm still learning by the way how to handle money, especially in my marriage.
Now we're going to go personal. I want us to talk about some of the mistakes we made as a couple in our marriage, and then what lessons have we learned, because we never know, it might help someone out there that's navigating some issues to do with their finances. So what are you doing in your marriage together with your husband? And what lessons have you learned from perhaps a mistake that you could have made out of money?
Well, to begin with, when I just got married, my husband would, of course, that single life, when he earns, it's also all about spending, like you don't have very many responsibilities around. Then I move in, and I'm also having that mentality of spending. So both of us were just there. When we get money, it's all about spending. There's nothing productive. And just of late is when we realize we lost we lost those opportunities to develop ourselves. Because as money comes in, it's not always there. Today it's there, tomorrow it's not there.
Yeah.
So
and it keeps reducing sometimes, sometimes it increases. So you cannot predict what money is. So of late we realize that by now we would have done this, because back then you really, there are times I tell my husband, back then you really had a lot of money. It's more than what you're having. And I'm imagining if by that time we're already, investing in this and doing this and this, right now would be very far.
True.
So that is a mistake that we have just realized much later. And nevertheless, God always gives us opportunity. When He opens your eyes, you now need to run the race.
Gracious.
Yes. So it's now that we realize now the money that we get, we don't need to the times of spending recklessly are done. We now need to see how to achieve whatever goals we have placed, because our kids are also coming, and we need to leave them with this legacy of, yes, mommy and daddy were hard workers, and this is what, with this and this and this.
Yeah. Wow, Florence.
Okay, now my husband is an investor and a saver. So you know what it means to get married to such a person. So all along our journey, he has been the planning type. I think the mistake that we made concerning our finance was maybe one time just deciding to go adventure somewhere and sleep in a room of 150.
Oh my God.
And yet there was these other rooms of maybe 70, we could have saved that. And then when we came back, we were like zero, and we stayed there for almost like 3 days. That's how much, So that's some of the mistakes that if you can avoid it, because you can run into other emergency and you're zero.
So true. Okay. For us, I think when we just got married, of course, with the background of the other money that I invested and got blown away, we entered into debts, serious debts, and I kid you not, the first 2 years of our marriage, I think was hard is not the one, made marriage so ugly, so miserable. You come out here on the screen and it looks like everything is flourishing. Trust me, we struggle with debts. So we always plan for this year and last year. So we sat down and planned and like, okay, this year we need to get new chairs in the house, we need to get a new table, new TV stand, new TV itself. We just say, look, at the first quarter of 2025, we're going to invest in our house. Okay, so we sat down and yes, we planned, and I want to say that, and right now we've also enrolled a savings scheme for our child, for our daughter, and we are all in the same cash round.
Yeah.
So that has also been helping also improve the financial discipline and stuff like that. But above all, we've always been intentional to always be willing to learn and make adjustments. And then of course the other thing that we've also done is to come up with a plan for the clothes, the food, so everything about our lives are very, 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 very planned. Even when it comes to food, every week I am editing our meal plan, depending on how much we have at hand. If the plan I was showing, Friday we are doing chicken, Sunday fresh fish, Tuesday this, I go back and I'm like, babe, we don't have this money this week, so can we adjust? Then you find us putting in greens, tomorrow beans, maybe we'll get some fish and okra, the next time it's peas. So that's how we've been. Honestly, the lessons we've learned, and it has helped us so much.
You have to adjust
accordingly. Like we take one day at a time. We plan for the whole year, then we plan for the quarter, then we plan for each month, we plan for each week, and we plan for each day.
Hey man, you have time.
Yes.
I need to see.
Big intentions.
Yeah, because that is the level. You girls, the financial losses we went through, the suffering we went through, you can't afford to just be living life anyhow. Yeah, so that's where we are, and it's you can also consider coming for tips. So thank you so much. We've come to the very end of this segment. Consider liking, commenting, let us know your money experiences, right from when you were a child, an adult, maybe you're single, independent, empowered young woman. Please let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much. This has been produced by Dreams Media. So good, Aizo, hello. And of course, it's been Priska, Florence, and myself, Sandra. Till we meet again, let's talk with Sandra A. Bye-bye.